Hello there, friends! It's me, Learning Leo, your science buddy. Welcome back to Smiling Science. How are you doing? That's good. I'm doing great, but I feel even better now that I see you again. Today, we'll be learning about the different kinds of animals. Do you know what animals are? Maybe you have a pet or a friendly neighborhood critter that you love. Yes, those are animals. See, you know them. This is a dog. A dog is one kind of animal, but there are many kinds of animals and many ways to group them. Animals can be in the wild, give us love as pets, and even help many people with their businesses. They come in many shapes and sizes, have homes in different places, and live their lives in different ways. There are also different kinds of animals. Dogs and cats are different animals, but they're also different from birds, insects, and fish. Today, we'll talk about the kinds of animals by seeing if they are mammals, birds, fish, insects, or reptiles. Wow, exciting! Come on, let's learn together about animals. Mammals are animals that breathe air using their lungs, like us, and grow hair or fur at some point in their lives. Plus, female mammals all feed their babies through special body parts that make milk. Can you think of an example of a mammal? What's an animal that you know that breathes air in their lungs, grows fur or hair, and drinks milk from their mom when they're babies? Good choice! My example is cats. Cats are mammals. What about people? Do you think people are mammals? That's right, we are. We are mammals. People are mammals. Other kinds of mammals are dogs, cows, and even whales. That's right, mammals can live in the ocean, sometimes even fly like bats. All these animals are mammals because we all breathe air and have hair or fur at one point, and drink milk from our mothers when we were babies. Another kind of animal is birds. Birds, of course, can fly, at least most of them, but really, birds are grouped because they all have beaks on their mouths, feathers, wings, and 2 legs. They also breathe air with their lungs. When baby birds are born, they are in eggs, which they then hatch out of. Can you think of an example of a bird? What is an animal that you know that has a beak, feathers, wings, and has 2 legs? Plus, it is born in an egg. Good example! My example is chickens. Chickens are birds. That's right, even if they can't fly. Fish are another kind of animal. Do you know what fish are? Fish are animals that spend their whole lives in water, like in the ocean, lakes, or ponds. Sometimes we can keep them at home in fish tanks, like pets. They breathe by using their gills, and baby fish are made when their mom lays eggs. Most fish have scales and feel slimy. Can you think of an example of a fish? What is an animal that you know that lives in water, breathes with their gills in the water, and is laid as a baby in an egg? They can be slimy and scaly. Can you think of any? Great example! My favorite kind of fish are goldfish. I have one of my own and he's my favorite pet. Did you know that most animals in the world are insects? That's right! Those creepy crawly things we call bugs are insects. Insects are a kind of animal that are quite different from the others we've talked about so far. They don't have any bones, unlike us, Instead, they have a hard shell called an exoskeleton to keep them safe. They all have 2 antennae, which are those funny dangling things on their heads, and 6 legs. Wow! 6 legs! Can you imagine having 6 legs? I would be able to play soccer and go jogging and play jump rope all at the same time. Isn't that silly? Most insects also hatch from eggs, but they are generally very small critters, not as big as you, me, or your dog. But some of them can fly, like flies or dragonflies or ladybugs. Can you think of any kind of insect? Maybe you've seen some in your house or when you go to the park with your parents. Remember, insects have 6 legs, antennae, and they can fly sometimes. That's a great one! Good job! My favorite kind of insects are beetles. There are so many kinds and I like seeing all of them. Have you seen a beetle before? They look like this, but also come in many shapes and sizes. One last kind of animal is reptiles. Do you know what reptiles are? Reptiles are funny animals that have scaly, rough skin. This is how they protect themselves. They can live on land or in water, but they breathe with their lungs. They also usually hatch from eggs. Can you think of any reptiles? Animals with scaly or rough skin that are born in eggs. Great one! My favorite kind of reptiles are turtles. They have shells on top of their rough skin, which keeps them safe. Other kinds of reptiles are snakes and crocodiles. Now that we've learned about the kinds of animals, maybe I can ask you what kind you think some animals are. Are you ready? What kind of animal is an elephant? Do you know? That's right! Elephants breathe with their lungs, have some hair, and drink milk from their moms. That means they are mammals. What about a duck? What kind of animal is a duck? Correct! A duck is a bird. It has a beak, feathers, wings, and 2 legs. They even waddle, and they are born in eggs. Do you know what kind of animal is a tuna? That's right! Tuna have scales. They come from eggs and they live in water, so they breathe through their gills. That means they are fish. What about a dragonfly? Do you think it is a mammal, bird, fish, insect, or reptile? Yes, that's right. A dragonfly has 6 legs, 2 antennae at the top of its head, wings, and it doesn't have any bones. Plus, it hatches from eggs. It must be an insect. Good job! Okay, one last one. What type of animal do you think a lizard is? That's right! Lizards have rough skin to protect them and they breathe with their lungs. They must be reptiles. Good job! You did such a great job today! You learned all about the types of animals, from mammals, birds, fish, insects, and reptiles. That sure is a lot of animals. Just goes to show us that our world is a wonderful place. It's important that we take care of animals by giving them respect, love, and allowing them to live their lives like they're meant to. We keep the wild ones wild, and we take care of the ones that need us. Now I've got to do some experiments, so I have to go. But I'll see you next time! If you like this video and want to learn more fun science stuff with me, Learning Leo, your science buddy, be sure to like this video and subscribe to I Am Learning and Smiling Science. you can ask your parents or an adult to help you do that. Thanks again for coming to visit me here in my lab. See you next time! You were a good girl.
Good girl. Ugly. Come here, ugly. Come here, ugly and stinky and fat. And no one loves you. No one loves you.
Tapos si Kuya Kim. Can you think of an example of a fish? It's scaly. Nagtampo yung aso, hindi pala siya yung favorite ka. Matapos ko siyang... Do you know what reptiles are?
Yung description niya dito.
Okay.